Curtis Trades here, and today I'm going to be giving you a long-term review of WeatherTech floor mats. And the reason I like to do long-term reviews is because it's hard to tell how a product is going to hold up over time. I've had these floor mats in my car for 7 years now, and I bought them from new, and so I can kind of give you an overview of what it will be like and how they will age as you use them. Now, some of the reasons you might be wanting to get floor liners that are WeatherTech is because the stock cloth floor mats are really awful. If you live somewhere with any type of weather, rain or snow, then the cloth mats really aren't any better than newspaper, and I don't know why anyone would ever run them in a snowy or wet climate at all. It just seems very strange to do. If you're looking to purchase these, check out a link in the description. Now, in terms of coverage, the coverage is very good for my vehicle. This is a Subaru Impreza, and it's a little bit different depending on which vehicle you own. Like, for example, mine has the gas cap release right here. It does not cover it, so it goes around it. This is like the one thing that I wish I would have gone with the Husky liners for this reason. The Husky liners actually covers this area, and at first I thought I would like that I have it open and accessible, but what happens is when I bring my feet in the winter, the snow and slush falls down under here, and I can actually see some rust starting to form down in the hinge area, which again is a problem. And I guess if I would have known that ahead of time, I probably would have got the Husky liners that cover this area. But other than that one little thing, I really like the WeatherTech mats. They're really awesome. They cover really well. They cover up about 2-3 inches everywhere except for like along here. They can actually hold a ton of liquid. You could put like a full-size drink in these mats and it wouldn't spill out. And they're very hard. They're not super flexible, so they're not going to like buckle or bend if you bump them with your leg, for example. They hold quite a bit of sand and dust, which is nice. And the driver's side do have the floor hold downs if your car is equipped with those, again, so that the mat doesn't slide or get stuck under your gas pedal or something like that. The coverage, again, is really awesome. They don't have issues with leaking anything through. The one spot where I do get a little bit of water is on the dead pedal. It only goes up to here, and my foot sometimes will let a little bit, but it's a minuscule amount. It's not enough to make any difference. The one other thing that they do have a problem with is staining. After about 2 to 3 years, my driver's side, since I usually don't have a passenger, my driver's side kind of got stained, and they can't really get back to that original black without using some sort of conditioner or really intensive cleaner on them. I use soap and a really good scrub tool, and I can't get them back to the black like they came when they were new, like that shiny black look. Like the bottoms here, this is kind of what it looks like, and then it kind of gets this dirty look, and I'll wash them here and I'll show you what that looks like so you can see. But they do stain pretty easily, unfortunately. But the durability, they're very rigid. They bounce back. Whether that's a good or a bad thing to you, that's for you to determine. But they are very, very sturdy. I've never had them crack. These are 7 years old, and again, they look exactly like the day I bought them, other than the staining. All right, so I just washed these pretty good, and I scrubbed them with soap and water and a really tough scrub brush. And as you can see, they still kind of keep the dirt on them, and that's kind of the problem I've seen with these. I don't know if it's just because they are getting so old and the coating that they put on them from the factory is kind of worn off. But again, after about 2 or 3 years, they start to kind of look like this all the time, unless you do a really seriously deep cleaning. Like I'm talking about, I scrub these really hard with soap and water for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it still kind of looks like this. So even when you clean them off and wipe them down, they still kind of keep this kind of dirty look, which is a little bit annoying. It's pretty annoying, but it's all kind of personal preference. Do you want them to be functional? They will still be really functional, even if they do look a little bit dirty. In terms of installation and removal, they're pretty easy to install. They are very rigid, unlike some of the other floppier mats. So it does make it a little bit more difficult. Usually you have to bring your seat almost all the way back or all the way back for them to fit in and out of there pretty easily, because again, they don't bend a whole lot. But with the seat all the way back, I literally just lift them up, in and out. Pretty simple. So kind of my overall thoughts on WeatherTech. Make sure that for your car specifically, you like the way they fit. Try and find other people, maybe on forum groups or Facebook groups that have the same car. See what they look like in your vehicle first before you buy them. That way you can compare and see if they're different among models. I think WeatherTech is slightly overpriced. They are very good quality though, so I don't want to say that they're not worth it, because I do think they're worth it. These still work really awesome after 7 years, and I can't see them failing or cracking or anything crazy. in the next 10 years, honestly. So they're very well made. If you're looking to purchase these, check out a link in the description. And I do think there are other good brands that are out there, like TuxMat, for example, Husky Liners, for example. I don't think there's anything wrong with those brands, and they are pretty comparable, I think. So do your research, see what's out there, see what the other options are, and see what you want in a product. If you want something that's just super durable and does a really good job of stopping messes and salt and dirt from getting on your carpet, these are awesome for that. If you want something that looks a little bit nicer, maybe go with the TuxMats, for example. But again, these are really good mats. There's a few minor things that I don't like about them, but overall, I'm very happy with the product. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments and I can answer those for you as well.